Another day, another money Bitcoin day. Hey guys, and welcome to another video. I've got some fun stuff in store for you today in today's video. I'm going to go and test drive an RSQ8. And then I'm going to give you an update on the crypto market and some really cool news that I found this morning. And then share with you a little bit about a webinar that I'm going to be putting on really soon, where there's going to be links below this video. So first and foremost, I'm just sitting outside. I'm about to go into Audi and test drive an RSQ8, which is a V8 twin turbo hybrid. Thing's just amazing. It's immaculate. It's one of the best things that have come out of the Audi factory. I'm not really an Audi fan at all, so I kind of feel a little bit weird, like I'm sitting here in my BMW in the car park. I kind of feel a little bit weird, like I'm cheating on the love of my life, which is BMW, by even being here. But I thought, why not give it a try? A friend of mine is working at a dealership, and he's going to show me all around the car. Going to do a couple of little reactions and do a bit of a walk around. It's got airbag suspension from factory, open and closed valves like a lot of the German sports cars have now. So yeah, let's jump in. And the rear tail lights are something that I've never really seen before. They're full 3D. So let's jump in and have a quick look. Oh, so cool. Going for a little test drive today in this thing. It's just an Audi though. It's just a German sled. Oh, so good. So like 3D. Do you even know how to work the lights, sir?
It depends on how many times you unlock it.
Oh, that's not even cold start either. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, look at it just lowering itself. Oh. Go raise it up. So cool. And down. Down. Oh, so cool. Give it a little burp. Oh. RSQ8 launch control reaction. That was so much fun. As you can see, it almost looks like I'm faking it the way my head gets thrown back, but it literally has so much torque because it's V8 twin turbo and hybrid. Let's jump into the crypto news. So there's been a lot that's been going on in the last 24 hours. You see me keep harping on the amount of purchases that are happening versus the amount of supply that's been created. I keep talking about this because I think it's really important to understand when something is this scarce and this desired globally, and it's being eaten up or gobbled up like crazy, it creates a real need, like a scarce need. This isn't some just false scarcity crap where it's telling you to buy. This is actually supply is disappearing at a phenomenal rate. And you'll also see in the news, JP Morgan, one of the biggest, if not the biggest bank in the world, is noticing that a lot of money is moving out of ETFs. ETFs are exchange traded funds, if you don't know that, and it's essentially a massive hedge fund that you can trade. You can buy chunks of a different commodity, whether it's gold or whatever it is that exchange traded fund specializes in. So what JP Morgan is seeing is a lot of money is moving out of gold ETFs and into Bitcoin. In other news, in the traditional markets, Ethereum is now going to be traded on an ETF in Canada on the Ontario Stock Exchange, which is again another really good news, getting a lot of exposure for crypto and Ethereum as a whole. And for those of you who have heard of VeChain, they've made some really good progress on the COVID-19 front. In Cyprus, they've helped researchers create a platform to be able to share and use the data from the research to try and find a cure for COVID-19 and really help out the Cyprus government. So this is really, really good. The VET team are doing really, really well in providing solutions that people really, really need. And just following the narrative that I've been sharing about money being printed globally, and governments, the only way out of this pandemic is to keep printing money, keep creating supply of fiat currency. You're also seeing different evidence of this. One of the examples I'll put on the screen right now is there is a lot of different mortgage stress in different cities in Australia, where people, both working class and upper class people living, are struggling to be on top of their mortgages. Not only that, you're seeing things like one of our big four banks, Commonwealth Bank, is doing payday loans, which payday loans in Australia are not such a massive thing as they are in America, but it's essentially a way for people to get a payout or borrow some money before they actually get their pay. And in most cases, this comes with huge amounts of fees as well as interest that stops people from really being able to get on top of it quickly. To the point of, I've watched some documentaries about the American system, and someone who's earning like $300 or $400 a week, they might get a $400 loan, and then they're slapped with $100 in fees and $100 in interest, and before you know it, their $400 loan has turned into like $2,000 or $3,000, which is really hard for them to pay back, and actually helps them out short term, but really, really cripples them long term. So to see one of Australia's top 4 banks doing this and advertising this, I see this as a sign, kind of a scary sign, that there's definitely a shortage of funds, that people are hurting, and people are needing access to pay for things like groceries and everyday stuff. On a kind of different front, there's been a number of Twitter crypto influencers that have been posting that Donald Trump, before he leaves office, should release some of these victims of victimless crimes. So Ross Albright, who was the creator of Silk Road, as well as Julian Assange, as well as Edward Snowden. There's a campaign going around Twitter at the moment to try and get President Trump to release these people, as these people did break laws, but they didn't actually hurt anyone in the making of, or in the breaking of these. They were actually doing it for the good of the people. So it's really nice to see that kind of campaign getting some strategy and getting some traction, I should say. And it's going to be really, really interesting to see if Donald Trump ends up pushing forward with that and allowing them to go free. And then Willy Woo. We were talking about mass adoption in yesterday's video. Willy Woo, when I put a graph on the screen right now, as well as explanation about the different areas of mass adoption and where we're at. We're very, very much in the early adopters phase right now, as you can see. And Willy Woo is saying that we're at 1.3 to 1.7% globally, the amount of people that are actually involved in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and all the other altcoins. So to see that, again, that's really, really good news. I think it's really, really positive that we are so early, and it's those people like myself, friends, and my customers, that the patience will really, really pay them dividends in the future. So I know personally for me, the last 2, almost 3 years has had its challenges. I haven't sold any of my crypto, even though it got really, really low, well and truly below the price of some of the purchases that I made, with some of them, you know, $40,000, $50,000 positions being worth, you know, $500, $600 that have since gone back up. There's been a lot of pain that's come from that, and I know that for me personally, the reward is coming, and it's only a matter of time before that's fully here. And again, patience is a virtue, and the patience that you have with cryptocurrency will pay dividends for many, many years to come. And then finally is a really interesting Reddit post that I saw about the road not taken. So it's a tale of two twins, twin brothers. One brother got a payout of about $100,000 for inheritance, put $50,000 into Bitcoin in around 2013. This giving him about 500 Bitcoin at that point. And his other brother, who calls himself the dumb brother, ended up buying silver because he was a silver bud. So the silver bud was the one that wrote this article, and I'll link to it below. And he talks about how his silver that he paid $50,000 US for is now worth about $26,000 or $23,000 from memory. And I found this really interesting because the brother who he classes as the smarter brother has close to $10 million worth of Bitcoin at today's prices. And the reason I've brought this up and I've shared this with you is because the amount of times that I've shared with people back in 2013 to buy some Bitcoin, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just one, and at that price it was like a couple $100 a coin. The amount of times people just said, "Oh no, I don't want to risk that amount of money. It's a scam. It's a waste of money." Like, what do you really have to lose? Buying an Ethereum, they're roughly $800 today Australian, or about $550 US. Most people in the first world make between $500 and $1,000 a week, or in Australia, I should say. So what are you really risking in that scenario? You're risking 1 week's worth of pay, when most times people go out and they drink, you know, $200, $300, $400 in a night. They put money in the poker machines, which is another $200, $300, $400. Before you know it, you spent $800 on a night out, and then what do you get for that? You get a blurry memory. You probably say or do some stupid things that you didn't mean to, and offend your friends and make yourself look quite silly. When you got the same opportunity to, you know, skip that night out, your friends might pay you out a little bit and call you a bit of a loser for staying home. But by having that one night out, or one night at home, I should say, and keeping that $800 to $1,000 and putting it into something like cryptocurrency, you've got the potential for it to 10x or 50x, which is what some of these altcoins do. So the reason I tell you this story is don't miss the boat and be bitter about the people who did make the risk or risk their capital in order to be involved in this. Just take a plunge, and whatever that plunge is for you is exactly right. Whether it's $50, $100, $1,000, whatever is right for you is right for you. And as always, I'm not your financial planner. I'm not here giving financial advice. I'd strongly recommend you speak to someone about that. I'm simply a guy saying, don't go and get drunk and have a gamble on cryptocurrency instead of the poker machines, which are rigged against you. So moral of the story is, just have a go. Don't become one of those bitter people. It's like, oh yeah, Mitch told me in 2020 about BTC, or Mitch told me in 2017 about BTC, and it was, you know, $3,000 or $5,000, and I decided against it. And I ended up, you know, going on this holiday to Mexico, and I got drunk for like 18 days straight, and I can't remember any of it. It cost me 50 grand, and I don't even remember what the trip was about. Versus, you know, putting some of that capital into a risk capital bucket and going and buying something that could potentially go, you know, 5 times, 10 times, 20 times in the next 2, 3, 4 years. So that leads me to the end of this video. I'm putting together a webinar. The link's going to be down below. This is a webinar which I haven't done yet. I haven't actually done a webinar since probably February of this year, and I'm going to be sharing with you some of my coins that I've been picking on, focusing on over this year, that I believe have the potential to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times in the next 12 to 18 months. So I'm also going to be educating you on how to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency, and why I believe this is the most important wealth generating opportunity that we've had, or that we will see in our generation. So a link to that is down below. And yeah, if you haven't already signed up, jump onto crypto.com. If you jump on there, it sends me $25 US and it sends you $25 US, which is really cool. It's another way to just get started in cryptocurrency without actually having to spend anything. $25 is $25. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. If you have any questions or you have any suggestions, please comment them below. I really appreciate all the likes on the videos. The dislikes seem to have stopped now. I don't know if it's because I'm getting easy to watch or because the people who are the haters are just not there anymore. But either way, be a hero, and if you're going to dislike the video, leave me a comment as to why. I'd really love to hear it.